Good morning, children.
Morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Your exams are starting on 27th.
4th.
24th. Okay. 24th, what exam you have?
Ma'am, 4th.
4th.
Just 4th only?
Yes.
No computer exam? You don't have? Okay. So you have time. I think 1 more week we'll get. So what I thought is we'll have revision. Half time we will have revision and remaining time I'll just continue with our topic. That's
Okay,
fine?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So which chapter we'll revise? We'll revise cell today or tissues? Tissues itself. No, that is better. Then next class you can revise cell chapter, and then in the class we can have an MCQ test.
Okay,
Next class
ma'am.
I'm going to give you an MCQ test. So based on this particular chapter, you had done a Google form test, isn't it?
Yes.
Last day you did. So next day or next biology period, you will have an MCQ test. So what you need to do? You have to take printout of MCQ sheet.
OMR.
You will write OMR sheet. Oh, I said MCQ sheet. OMR sheet. You will take a printout of OMR sheet, and in the class, I'll post the questions during the class time. I'll be posting the questions in the WhatsApp group, and you answer it by means of or using OMR sheet. Is that
Okay,
fine?
ma'am. Yes.
Okay. And now that is today, we'll be already have revised it for the test. So we'll just drill those points once again from the chapter
Okay, ma'am.
tissues, plant tissues. So sometime I'll be taking the portions, that is animal tissues, and then we'll proceed with revision. So we are going to begin with glandular epithelium. We started with epithelial tissue, different types of epithelial tissue, and we completed columnar, squamous, and cuboidal. Now we are going to learn about the last type, that is glandular epithelium. As the name suggests, glandular epithelium consists of glands. Glands are present in this epithelium. When we say glands, the glands, what will be their function? Glands. Some of the glands I will say. Pancreas, liver, salivary gland. What function do they perform? What is common for all these? They produce some secretions. Whether it is pancreas, liver produces bile. Pancreas produces pancreatic juice. It produces insulin also. Salivary glands produce saliva. So glands, they release some secretion. So let's learn more about glandular epithelium. Okay. Epithelial cells, sometimes they undergo specialization.
Ma'am,
Yes.
show last keyboard epithelial tissue.
I will show it once I complete this. So epithelial cells, they undergo specialization. They get specialized to form gland cells. And once these glands are formed, they will be able to secrete some substances at the epithelial surface. So here you can see, this is the epithelial tissue, and it is folding inward and forming a gland. And they secrete some substances which are released on the outer surface of the epithelial tissue. A portion of the epithelial tissue will be folded inwards and they will form a multicellular gland. This is known as glandular epithelium. It's very clear from the figure. So this is the epithelial tissue. Some portion, a portion, this much part, it's folding inwards and forming a multicellular gland. And what do they produce? They release some secretions, and these are released to the outer surface of the epithelium. So once again, the last type is glandular epithelium. In glandular epithelium, the epithelial cells undergo specialization and they form a multicellular gland. It can be unicellular also. and they form a multicellular gland, and this gland will produce some secretions, and these secretions will be released to the outer surface of the epithelium. Have you got it? And Mishal wanted to see cuboidal epithelium once again. This is cuboidal epithelium. They are cube-like. The cells are cube-like or cube-shaped. And you can find them in the kidney tubules and in the tubes of salivary glands or ducts of salivary glands. And it provides mechanical support. It consists of cube-shaped cells, provide mechanical support. You can find them in the kidney tubules, in the lining of kidney tubules and ducts of salivary glands. And today we learned about glandular epithelium. Certain epithelial cells, they will undergo specialization to form a gland. Glands are capable of secretion. They are capable of secreting some certain substances. So a portion of the epithelial tissue will fold inward and they will form a multicellular gland. And the gland will release some secretions which will be reaching the surface of the epithelium. Okay, can I change?
1 minute.
Okay. So that was about glandular epithelium. We learned about 4 types: squamous epithelium, cuboidal epithelium, columnar epithelium, and also about glandular epithelium. And under squamous, we learned about simple and stratified squamous epithelium, and under columnar, you learned about ciliated columnar epithelium. And finally, we learned about the 4th type of epithelial tissue, that is glandular epithelium. Here, some part of the epithelial tissue will fold inwards to form, they will fold inwards to form what, children? A multicellular gland. Okay. Next is about connective tissue. So the first type of animal tissue we completed, that was epithelial tissue. Now we are proceeding to connective tissue. Connective tissue is the most abundant tissue. Majority of the tissues are connective. Examples I will tell you: blood, bone, cartilage, tendon, ligament, areolar and adipose tissue. All these are actually connective tissue. And now you might be thinking, why it got the name connective tissue? Because it will help in linking, connecting, and supporting different tissues and organs. So since connective tissue linking, connecting, and supporting different tissues and organs in our body, you call it as connective tissue. The cells of connective tissue are loosely spaced and they are present in an intercellular matrix. Intercellular means in between. So in between the cells, they have a matrix. There is a substance present in between the cells, and the cells are loosely packed. The cells are loosely packed and there is some matrix in between, some ground substance, some material is present in between the cells. And the matrix present between the cells can be of different types. It can be jelly-like, fluid, rigid, dense. So accordingly, there are different types of connective tissues. The nature or the type of connective tissue depends on the matrix present. So different connective tissues are having different types of matrix. In some, it will be fluid. In some, it will be solid. In some, jelly-like, rigid, flexible. So different types of matrices are present. The nature of the matrix depends upon the function. So there can be, for example, I'll tell you, blood is having a fluid connective tissue, or the blood is a fluid connective tissue. It's having a fluid matrix because the blood has to flow. It has to supply gases, nutrients, etc. to different parts, and it has to take away waste from different parts of the body for removing. And so it has to be in continuous movement. So it is having a fluid matrix, whereas bones, they provide strength to a body. So there the matrix is rigid. So depending upon the functions, the connective tissues have to perform accordingly. They have different matrix. Once again, in a connective tissue, cells are loosely spaced, and in between the cells, some matrix is present. The nature of the matrix depends upon the function the connective tissues have to perform. So depending upon what function they need to perform, accordingly, the matrices can be different. It can be jelly-like, dense, rigid, fluid. So it can be of different types. What decides the type of matrix? The function the connective tissue has to perform. Got it, children? Can I proceed? Yes. Example: blood, bone, cartilage, ligament, tendon, areola tissue, adipose tissue. These are the different connective tissues that we are going to learn today. We will start with the blood, which is familiar. Can you tell me, children, what are the different types of cells present? Name them. Mishal, can you say what are the different types? Already the picture says it all, no?
No, cell.
Ma'am, white blood cells.
Let Mishal say first.
Ma'am, white blood cell.
White blood cell. Only white blood cells.
Ma'am,
What is the other color blood cells that we have? What is the
red,
color of your blood? So,
red blood cell.
red blood cells. Then, who can say? Dion? It's there in the picture, children.
Plasma.
Plasma.
Plasma is not a cell.
Platelet.
Platelets. Red blood cells, white blood cells, blood platelets. And these are present in the fluid matrix. The fluid matrix is plasma. Okay? It is in this fluid part, that is plasma. Different cells are present. What is the function of a red blood cell? Anybody? Question is open to all.
Color to the blood.
Yes?
It gives
What is the
colour to
function of
blood.
red blood cells?
Ma'am, it gives color to the blood.
What is actually giving color? Which pigment?
And hemoglobin.
Hemoglobin. Red blood cells has got hemoglobin, or red blood cells have got hemoglobin and they give red color to the blood. Apart from that, what is the function of hemoglobin? Just to give red color?
No.
Yes. It helps in transporting what, children?
Oxygen.
Yes. Exactly. It will help in transporting oxygen. Then, white blood cells? White blood cells, do they
Ma'am,
perform
immune
some function?
system.
Yes?
Ma'am, immune system.
Exactly. You're referring somewhere, Dion. Let
No,
me
ma'am.
see your face. And
Ma'am,
they play an important role in providing immunity. What he said is exactly correct. They are the soldiers of a body. They fight against infections. Now, platelets. Platelets. Nobody knows.
We stop
bleeding.
the blood.
Exactly. If it has to stop bleeding, it should help in what? Clotting. Okay. Clotting. Okay, then it will help in clotting. It is because of the clot formation that your body is protected from blood loss. See, sometimes when you're playing in the ground and you fell down, okay, and then your knee is injured and it starts bleeding. But after some time, what will happen? The bleeding will stop. And slowly, slowly, you will see some patches are formed. Am I right? Later, it will turn darker and darker in color. And once it is completely cured, it will get shed off. Have you noticed it? Have you noticed it? Yes. So this cloth will prevent loss of blood from our body. Otherwise, what will happen? The blood keeps on being oozed out from your body. So in order to prevent that, platelets are very important. Along with vitamin K, calcium, etc., they'll bring about clot, or they help in clot formation. And all these different types of cells, red blood cells, white blood cells, and blood platelets are present in fluid medium, which you call as plasma. Now we'll see the more details about the same. The fluid matrix of blood is plasma. Plasma contains 3 types of cells. Red blood cells. Prarthana, how are you now?
Fine, ma'am.
Okay. Platelets. You saw that? Once again, I will show it. Red blood cells. Children. Okay. So blood is having a fluid matrix and you call it as plasma. Plasma contains 3 types of blood cells: red blood cells, white blood cells, and blood platelets. Already I told you about the functions of these 3 types of cells. Plasma is made up of proteins, salts, and hormones. You should know these. Proteins are made up of, plasma is made up of proteins, salts, and hormones. And as you know, blood will help in transporting gases, digested nutrients, hormones, and even waste materials to different parts of the body. I'll repeat it again. So we are not going to learn about bones today. Only blood we learn. Plasma is a fluid matrix. I'll show the previous slide once again. It's a fluid matrix and there are 3 types of cells present: red blood cells, white blood cells, and blood platelets. The slide is okay. Can I change?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, because we have to do revision once I stop sharing. If you want to see it again, it will take time. So if it is okay, I'll change. Yes, okay. Next is about the composition of plasma and the function of blood. Plasma is a fluid matrix. What are the substances that make up plasma? Proteins, salts, and hormones. So proteins, salts, and hormones make up plasma. And what function do blood perform? It will help in transporting gases, digested nutrients, hormones, and waste materials to different parts of our body. Plasma consists of proteins, salts, and hormones. So these are the 3 main substances that make up plasma, and blood will help in transporting gases, digested nutrients, hormones, and waste materials to different parts of our body. Clear?
Ma'am. Ma'am, that connective tissue slide, can you show?
Connective tissue?
Ma'am, that first slide.
First slide you want to see?
Yes, ma'am.
This one. Is this one?
Ma'am, that examples blood, bones.
Only examples: blood, bones, cartilage, ligament, tendon, areola tissue, and adipose tissue. Don't worry about the examples because each one we are going to learn in detail. We have just completed the first one, that is blood. So we have 10 more minutes. So we'll have a quick revision of tissues. If you're fine, I will just stop sharing this one and we can start with the revision. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Shall I wind up, children? You say yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I will send you the screenshots today. Not to worry if you have missed out some points. I will send you the screenshot. Mishal, copied?
Yes.
Okay. So we'll have a quick revision of the same chapter, animal tissues. Sorry, plant tissues. You know that a body is made up of cells. Cells are grouped to form
Tissue.
tissues. And there are unicellular and multicellular organisms. In unicellular organism, there will be a single cell. In multicellular organisms, there will be so many cells, and these cells are grouped into tissues. A group of cells similar in structure and function and work together to achieve a particular function is known as a tissue. And then a comparison between plants and animals. Plants are fixed at one place. Majority of the plant tissues are dead. But even with the dead cells, they can manage because that will help in providing strength and mechanical strength, and they don't have to spend so much of energy for maintaining these tissues. And in plants, growth is limited to certain regions. And you know that plants, the tissues can be broadly classified into two types, meristematic and permanent tissues. So animal tissues, I'm not showing it now because animal tissues you need not learn now for this test. Meristematic tissues, they are actively dividing and the growth is limited to certain regions. So in animals, it is not like that. We grow uniformly. But in animals, growth is limited, sorry, in plants, growth is limited to certain regions. Animals grow uniformly. In plants, growth is limited to certain regions. What is special about those regions? So those regions are having actively dividing tissues. What do you call them, children?
Meristematic.
Meristematic tissues. Which are the three types of meristematic tissues?
Apical,
lateral,
lateral,
intercalary. See some properties, some features of meristematic tissues. They are actively dividing. Dense cytoplasm are there in these cells. Thin cellulose wall, prominent nuclei, absence of vacuoles. Very important. No vacuoles, prominent nuclei, dense cytoplasm, thin cellulose walls. And they are, what is the most important property?
actively.
They are actively dividing and they bring about growth. And then we learned about three types of meristematic tissues. Apical meristem, where are they present?
Tip of stem or root.
Tip of the stem and the roots. They will help in increasing
Length of the
Length.
stem and the root.
lateral meristem, present laterally. What do they help in increasing?
Increasing the growth
Or
of
width of the
root.
plant. And then we have intercalary meristem, present at the internodes and at the base of the leaves. And what is its role? They also help in
Helps
Stem
elongation,
vital.
increasing the length of the stem. Then cells formed by meristematic tissues, sometimes once after some time they will lose their ability to divide, and then they form what, children?
Permanent.
Permanent tissues. Which are the three types of permanent tissues?
Parenchyma,
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 and sclerenchyma. So permanent tissues are those cells which lose their ability to divide and get differentiated to form some specific functions. So parenchyma, parenchyma, and sclerenchyma are the simple permanent tissues. What are the complex permanent tissues?
Xylem and phloem.
Xylem and phloem. Okay, this we will continue in our next class. Okay, simple permanent tissues. We will not get time, not to worry. So next class, we can have a quick recap of this, or which one you want? First chapter, cell. This we will continue next week. Is that fine? Because you have already revised. Now only simple and complex permanent tissues. We will get, I think, your class, your exams are starting only on 4th. So next week is also there. So next period, this week, next period, come prepared with the chapter the fundamental unit of life, you will have
OMR.
OMR test, not Google form, OMR test. So I'll take your attendance soon. So thank you, children. See you next
Thank you,
class.
ma'am.
Come prepared for the test.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.